Hey, what's good, everybody? Froggy Songs here. Nothing I say is financial advice, entertainment purposes only. Not a financial advisor. There's a lot of people continuously asking me what's going on with Executive Order 14032. And I haven't covered it much because there's so many other people out there covering it. Boss Blunt's Butcher of Wall Street, he's been covering it non-stop. So if you want real direct information, I suggest going to his channel, finding the recorded videos he has. He's been covering it in detail, but I'm going to go over it here anyways, just on some articles I found and what the order is, where it started, and why it is, why it's important. Now, today we've noticed a crazy market sell-off. It's disgusting. Like it's terrible. We've seen it before, but it's really bad. Bitcoin's down 3%. Big sell-off there. The SPY's down, Highcroft's down, AMC, GME, IWM, everything's down. When this happens in sequence, it's because a series of funds, banks, and market makers are selling securities to generate cash liquidity, right? Bitcoin specifically is nothing to these hedge funds except a pool of money that they can take dollars they own, put it into Bitcoin, make it look like it's running, retail jumps in, they double their money, they get out, they rug pull it, and they have all this cash liquidity on hand. That's why Bitcoin's dropping. I've stayed out of crypto. I'm staying out of crypto until these squeezes are over. And then the only ones I'm going to buy once the squeeze happens is probably a little bit of Ethereum. And I'm going to buy a ton of AMC crypto coin, the true AMC officially licensed crypto coin that Adam Aaron has been talking about is what I'm going to buy because it's going to have the most utility out of any coin I've seen on the market. I'm going to use it to go to AMC theaters. I hope GameStop and other companies adopt it as a form of payment. I think it would be brilliant, especially if they use the AMC branded credit card and actually gift you points back in crypto. It'd be really cool. Anyways, 14032. So 14032, executive order 14032, started as President Trump's executive order 13959. And basically what it is a declaration of national emergency related to China's military civil fusion. China and the CCP are creating companies that they are trading through ADRs, Asian Depository Receipts, and publicly traded companies, which are publicly traded companies in the US, like NEO, right? There's a bunch of them, over 60 companies that are directly related to the military, the Chinese military industrial complex. And what they're doing is they're letting these companies be traded publicly globally. And they're taking money from outside countries and putting it directly into their military. They're doing that through companies like Evergrande. Evergrande is a failed scam company. They built a ton of real estate that was just shell buildings that had nobody living in them, that were not furnished, they weren't walled, nothing. It looked good on the outside, but on the inside, it was nothing. Well, they got a ton of investors like JP Morgan, BlackRock, etc., to get and jump in on this plan. Now, what happens when you sell an asset that has no value at top dollar for an investment? You cook the books and it looks like the company in America is making money. The investment firm in America is making money, but they're really not. What happened is all that cash money that went to the Chinese asset is taken out, put into the military, and then China cooks the books and makes everything look good until it blows up like Evergrande did. And now the companies that were invested, like Bank of America, into these Chinese companies are left holding the bill. It is a huge scam. It's been going on for a long time. That's why Trump issued Executive Order 13959. Then it was amended to 14032 by Biden back during the first run of AMC, which was back in June, right? So boom, we got AMC, go to the daily, back in June, Executive Order 14032 was put in place right here. And then 4 or 5 days later, we started seeing this massive run because margin calls were happening, because institutions didn't have all that Chinese liquidity from the Chinese firms to use as collateral to meet their margin requirements. Now check this. Bitcoin at that same time, right? Here's Bitcoin. Why is that on Bitcoin? Here we go. Here's Bitcoin, right? Let's see. Where is Mart? That's 2016. We're way too far back. Oh, what's my computer doing here? All right. 2021, June. Here's June 2021, June 3rd, right? Right here. Look at this level that Bitcoin came down to during that time of that executive order from here to here. Sorry, I'm having so many mouse problems. Here to here. Bitcoin took a massive dump down to close to where we're sitting now, right? These levels. We're right at that support again. This happened because institutions are using Bitcoin to generate liquidity from retail investors like you who have no security in this investment. It's the crypto idea was good as a decentralized currency while only retail was using it. But now that institutions have jumped in and done it, they're rug pulling everybody every time, taking your money to meet their margin requirements. This is if I had my way right now, and if everybody was like, oh man, what should we do? I would pull all your money out of crypto. Get every dime you can out of crypto right now so these institutions don't have that cash to use against you anymore if you're in these plays. Right now, crypto is not a good retail investment. I'm sorry, I said it. I used to love crypto, made a ton of money on Doge. I like Ethereum, blah, blah, blah. Right now, it's being used against you in the worst possible way. The same way that if your money is in a big bank, like Bank of America is using the cash in your account to use on their books to meet their margin requirements. They're using your money against you. That's why I'm with the credit union. So here we are again. This is last year, Executive Order 14032 went into place, blah, blah, blah. Bitcoin tanked the same time the AMC and GME ran. Boom, right here, right? Don't worry about this blue line here. I just made a copy of what happened back in June and kind of put it on here to fit. Don't worry about that. That's just my little tinfoil hat pet project. But anyways, here we are again. Now we're June 2022, right? This is where we're sitting. Let me get this out of the way. I don't want to give you hopium. This is where we're sitting right now. We're sitting at the same price level we were at back then, maybe a little higher, or maybe right on. Boom, right there. There's our bottom, right before we ran. Now look at Bitcoin. It's so silly. This same pattern, the same place, the same liquidation that is taking place. Bitcoin and Ethereum are being used to generate liquidity for market makers and hedge funds and people like Citadel, Susquehanna, Bank of America to meet their margin requirements. So now we're sitting here. They've got cash on the books. They're getting ready to try to cover their margin, which is going to fail. Back to 14032. So we know 13959 is from Trump. Then it was amended to 14032. And then for 365 days, President Biden gave that liquidity back to the market. They suspended 14032. They gave that money back to the market makers using Chinese assets as collateral to meet margin requirements, which is an absolute disaster for the US and global financial system. Very silly to do. Apparently now it's being reactivated today. 14032 is being reactivated today. There's over 50 or no, I think it's 90 now. There's 90 Chinese companies that are listed that have direct access to the military industrial complex for the Communist Party of China that are being restricted from using as collateral in any US markets, right? So those Chinese securities are no longer allowed to be used as collateral to meet margin, which is super smart because that collateral isn't really there. These Chinese companies could not today take all their money and give it back to their global investors at fair value. They couldn't do it. It's impossible. It will cause a massive global financial meltdown, and that's what we are paying for right now. Some of the companies, let me go to Order 14032 company list. Some of the companies are listed in this document that you can get straight from the Treasury Department, like Aero Engine Corporation of China, Aerospace CHUAV. There's a bunch of oil companies, China Communication Construction Company Limited. And I hate to say, and not to make this political, but a lot of these companies, some of these companies, the Bidens have had direct access to, Hunter Biden has had direct conversations with. It's not a good thing. The compromised situation of our government right now is insane crazy to this financial market, which breaks my heart because you did have Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren come out spitting absolute fire on the floor, trying to raise the red flag on everything that was going on here. But again, I believe their party shut them down, just like Republicans would shut them down. Their Democrats shut them down. Our whole Congress is compromised. So with that in the way, here's, you see the link up top. Here's all the companies that they're going to restrict. And if I'm not mistaken, they're actually going to restrict some of these from being traded, not just used as collateral, but they're going to restrict them from being traded. So that in a nutshell is what's going on. There's rumors that he's going to delay it. As far as I know today, 14032 went into effect. Last time this happened, there was a 5 to 6 day period that took place before the $72 run. I made an exact copy of what happened there because it looks pretty similar here. And I know that's a tinfoil hat and we shouldn't judge similarities, but look what's going on. We had our big $21 run. Then we kind of trickled up a little bit. Then we had that dip and that kick and run. We had our rip. We come back down, the big 34 run, dip, kick, and rip. And I'm hoping that happens next week. I know everybody wants their money. I know we're all getting worn out doing this, even though we have a party every freaking day, man. I love being here. I love doing this. Love everybody. Thanks for everybody in the chat and that comes on Twitter. It's just amazing what's going on today, guys. Like I said, I just wanted to do a general video of this. You see the market. It's blood red. They've been liquidating. They need cash. Bitcoin, Ethereum, liquidated. They need cash. The Luna rug pull. I don't know why people are still putting their money into Luna. You guys, stop investing in shit coins. I'm sorry. Stop. SafeMoon, freaking, what was it? Luna, Squid Coin. They're just robbing you, man. AMC, GME, the meme stocks from the IRS video, which there's killer memes coming out from that now. I absolutely love it. These have over 50 million people invested in them globally. There's former financial and current financial advisors on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere you can think of, Reddit, saying this is the hedge against the market. AMC went out and bought a huge stake in a gold and silver mine, of which Highcroft mine, which Diane Garrett is out in Switzerland and Europe, and just stopped in Zurich recently to talk to different European mining companies and institutions and organizations to tell them what's going on at Highcroft mine. They have the money, they have the assets, they're ready to go. They have a ton of pay dirt that was classified as waste by the last people, Allied Nevada Gold, because they weren't even looking for silver. At the time, silver was too cheap to even sell, wasn't worth mining, wasn't worth processing. Now it is. They have the new POX processing set up. They have the old heap leaching pads that are going to actually go away at some point, but they have years of heap leaching still to go. So when their heap leaching and POX processing is started up at the same time, their production will double. Their cost to produce will go down. It's going to be amazing. I love AMC, GameStop, and Highcroft to the max. I think we're going to go on a big run here pretty soon. Again, today, you guys, I know a lot of people say DRS, ooh, there's so much fun about it. It's really freaking simple. Computershare has a fiduciary and legal responsibility to record registered shares correctly, to report to AMC each meeting that goes on a book that you can view if you actually attend, right? And I want to tell you, every direct registered share of AMC, every one share that's registered is one share institutions cannot loan out to be shorted. This is why cost to borrow is going up. This is why short interest is going up. This is why we're seeing the numbers we want to see now, right? We did a big AMC, it was called hashtag Operation DRS AMC, right? And made a big impact. I got so many DMs and I tallied up all the DMs I got of people telling me, hey, I did these shares, or the tweets where I saw, hey, I did these shares. And I calculated over, just in my little sphere, 500,000 AMC shares. Now think about that. Every time we see how many shares are available to loan each day, we see 1 million, 400,000, 1 million. DRSing 500,000 shares makes a big difference. And I'm not telling you have to. If you don't want to, that's fine. I would not DRS more than 10 to 20% of your shares from your broker. What you do is you call your broker and you say, hey, I would like to direct register my shares with Computershare. Fidelity will do it for free. You have to have all your trades cleared though. Now, Webull will charge you $175 or some crap like that because they don't want you to do it. But what you can do is you can go directly to ComputerShare through the AMC investor relations site, right? I just did it again today. Go here, scroll all the way down. ComputerShare is listed right there as the official transfer agent for AMC. You go to their site. You go to Login Investor Center. You won't have an account right away, and that's fine. This is how it works. It's really cool. Or I'm sorry, yeah, make stock purchases, Investor Center, make stock purchases. What you do is you get to here and you click the stock you want to buy, AMC, right? If that's what you want to buy, boom. You go through, it tells you the one-time recurring fees, or one-time fee or a recurring fee, right? So the best thing that I did is every month from here on out, I set up a recurring $100 purchase. So I'm paying $10 every month just to do it, but I'm getting $90 worth of shares every month while it's under $25. That's how many shares I'm going to have registered apart from the 100 that I already put in there. Boom, right? So you do pay a fee, but here's the kicker. When you buy a share directly from ComputerShare, that is a share that can't be shorted. It's directly registered on the AMC books. And what happens is if we register enough, it's going to minimize the pool of shares that market makers, brokers, and banks and hedge funds can use to short the stock, borrow, and play their fuckery games, right? So I did another one today. What you're going to do is you're going to buy your shares. They got live chat. You can call them anytime. Customer service is great. You buy your shares, you go through the process. You're not going to get an account right away. What you're going to do is within 3 days, you're going to get a purchase confirmation. You're going to get a bunch of texts and emails. Then you're going to get a letter in the mail. Once it's all cleared, you can come back, click your links on your phone or your email. It'll go into your account and it'll say you are now able to register an official account with ComputerShare using your access numbers that you did to make your first purchase. You're going to go through all that. It's going to ask you some questions. I answered all my security questions right, and it still said they wanted to verify me by mail. So I set my account up today. I got a letter in the mail coming to my mailbox that I'll use. It'll give me a code. I'll type it in. I will be able to access all my shares in my ComputerShare account directly after I get that. Now, some people say, well, what happens if we MOAS and it goes super up, super high, fast, and I can't sell right away? Here's the deal. The whole theory behind MOAS is not paper handing. So if more people register their shares with ComputerShares and it takes more time to sell, that would just mean more price action to the upside because people aren't paper handing. But it's also why I tell you to only do 10, 20%. And I'll give you my reasons why on that. I think if every 4 million of the retail investors logged 20% of their shares, more than likely we would log the float. I have a theory I've been running for a long time that the average share count per holder is over 500 shares. I think there's well over 2 billion shares out there. That is a lowball estimate from me. I've been ripped apart on it before by other people saying, no, it's 5 to 7 billion shares. I think there's over 2.5 billion AMC shares out there synthetically. So if we do this and we log the float, that is immediate legal grounds for Adam Aaron and AMC to go to the DTCC and claim no faith in share management and recall all shares. That's why GameStop's doing it, man. They're rocking. Over 12 million GameStop shares have been direct registered. That's where I don't get the FUD from the AMC crowd. The GameStop crowd, they're freaking crazy, man. They live and breathe GameStop more than anything we do online. They know exactly what's going on with ComputerShare, not to mention the theory of the Doctor Strange, right, from Adam Aaron. Before he said that, a week before, they released the paper information for the earnings call and officially announced the 49,000 some retail investors who registered directly with ComputerShare. They put that in the paperwork. They're letting us know ComputerShare is the freaking way. I know there's a lot of people who don't agree with me, but it's people who want to keep doing the same thing over again for another year that have no new ideas, that have no new paths to push this thing forward. ComputerShare is definitely the way. I really pride myself on keeping company like Swing Trader Mars on Twitter, who's extremely educated on this from the GME crowd, bringing that knowledge over to AMC as he's a dual holder bistonctual like I am. I keyed that word, by the way. I'm bistonctual. So anyways, that's how you do it. That's how you purchase there. If you have Fidelity or some other brokers, you can actually transfer your shares to ComputerShare for free. All you have to do is call them, let them know that's what you want to do. Call your broker, let them know. Then you'll start getting emails from ComputerShare. You can call ComputerShare. Let me get to some of these comments. Texans, what's up? Been monitoring the borrowing and covering like crazy for HYMC. It's crazy. Yes, sir. Dude, I'm so bullish on Highcroft. It's not even funny. I think Dr. Diane Garrett is about to drop bombs on good catalyst for Highcroft. Jana, a.k.a. Hanzo. Hi, I just tuned in. By the way, I love your DD and passion. I was wondering what your take was on MOAS possibly. I don't want to give dates on MOAS, like everybody doesn't want to do, but I have a good feeling it's coming up based on the DD, the events, the catalysts. I think they're absolutely going to dump the market before midterms. It's a political move. I think they've been propping this market up for the term being. They're going to see who wins midterms and they're just going to crash it and blame the other party. So we'll see. I think AMC, GameStop, and Highcroft are definitely the hedge against this bad market. That's why all the teachers' pension funds are buying in. Chad's up, just got 1,500 today. Nice, man. Nice. Texans, how many synthetics you think are in HYMC? HYMC is tricky because the short interest before the share offering was over 90%, right? Some say it was over 1,000% reported on Yahoo. I think Highcroft has a lot going on that people can't see because the reporting information is wrong. I think hedge funds went back and started taking away the short interest they reported. Here's the deal. You do not have to report a true short position of shares. Your calls and puts get reported because it's in the options flow, but your shares you short, you don't have to report as a market maker, hedge fund, blah, blah, blah. What I think they did is they reported their shorts originally to show everybody they were short in this company and it was going to go to the dirt, right? That's how you gain other institutions that want to copycat you. Well, when we busted them and Adam Aaron and Sprott bought in and we trapped them in their position and had the 340 run, I think what they did is they stopped reporting that short interest and did the bare minimum. And that's what we're seeing right now is 4% short. The share offering, also the dilution of the flow up to 198 million obviously would bring short interest down, but it's not in a bad way. The theory behind the share offerings with AMC, GameStop, and Highcroft is that if there's synthetics out there, right, there's hundreds of millions of synthetics, and you do a share offering and put another 100 million shares into the legally issued float, those synthetics now have to be duplicated again to keep the dilution down because now you have those legally traded shares in there. It's a crazy theory. Roaring Rico had a really good theory video on it about why we should do another share offering with AMC. Just go to YouTube, Roaring Rico, AMC share offering, check it out. My stonks will love it. Yes, absolutely. I just wanted to do a quick video before close. That's what's going on, guys. GME rock today. I think AMC held strong. Highcroft still, the fact that we're above $1.32 bouncing off that bottom is really good for what we're running right now in the market. I see major moves on all of them coming. I'm super excited. I've loaded to the max. Hope to get some more maybe Monday if I get some cash available. But check it out, man. Bitcoin, same place as it was last year when the June run happened. Right there, boom, that blue box correlates exactly with this blue box here. Let me just draw another one for everybody. Bing, bong, boom. There, two blue boxes, same price action, same drop off, same potential for cash and liquidation creation for covering your margins. AMC, same thing going on. June, same price action, same dip, same everything, man. It's happening all over again. Could it run on Highcroft, make AMC MOS? Absolutely. If Highcroft hits $10 a share, AMC now has over $400 million on their books, right? And the warrants that they have to exercise are right around that price, $10 to $13 a share, and some are at $40 a share. When they exercise these warrants, Sprott and AMC will own over 50% of the total company. That is huge. This is exactly what happened when Porsche started buying VW. They bought so many shares, they ended up owning the majority of the company, right? which caused short sellers to panic and race for the exit, causing the short squeeze in 2008, the biggest one in history so far, right? That's what's happening here. That's what's happening with Highcroft. Diane Garrett's wearing a freaking rocket pin on her shirt, and there's language in their annuals talking specifically about a short squeeze. That's why I'm in it. Adam Aaron led us to the watering hole. All we had to do was drink the water. Seriously. Trade came out with a video talking about his basket theory on one stock squeezing, making them all squeeze. One squeeze to rule them all. And he said Highcroft Mine is probably going to be the one to do it. And that's before or after we've been talking about it. I'm super bullish on Highcroft. I understand the geology. I understand the samples and assays they have. They have certain holes that they got assays, test samples back with silver rating 6,200 grams per ton of ore. Every ton of ore, which is a big bucket loader full, right? That's about a ton, has 6,000 grams of freaking silver in it. That's massive, massive earnings. And I don't have them up because Webull, I got to quit using Webull for my charting. But gold and silver have been bouncing around this line for a long time. They should be gold should be well over $2,000 an ounce, and silver should be sitting $30, $40 an ounce. And I think it's coming when this market crash and the squeeze happens. Silver is going to pop, gold's going to pop. Highcroft is going to be rolling in it, you guys. Look up Diane Garrett, check her background. She is the bomb diggity. D. Gordon, the cryptocurrency, it ain't doing good. It really bleeding. Yeah, absolutely. As soon as Ken Griffin said cryptocurrency, I sold every freaking crypto I own. Everything, and I have been out ever since. I will not buy in until after the squeeze happens. I've been thinking about buying Highcroft. I'm going to look into it a little more. I would tell you right now, if I was going to buy Highcroft right now, the $1.30 to $1.35 range looks really freaking good. I actually just bought 5,000 more shares yesterday. Let me pull it up for you and you'll see why. Don't worry about the blue lines. It was just me messing around. We'll go to the 2 hour. This run from here to here, this is where Sprott and Adam Aaron bought in, right? And then people caught wind, and then Unusual Whales tweeted around 80 cents about the options activity, the flow. And then boom, boom, we ran. Retail jumped back in when it came down here. We ran to 342. I should have sold more than I did there. I should have took more profit. But then I started buying back in here around $1.90 because it looked like we were going to go on another massively bullish run right here. They didn't. They shorted the piss out of it or created a bunch of failure to delivers right here and did something to suppress the stock. Then they covered. We did another run. Then they shorted the shit out of it again with the downside of the market. This area here was a super, super bad market day, and it contributed to the downside. We hit $1 and I bought everything I could. Now we're back up again to this 130 level. We're bouncing around very solid, and all we need is a catalyst. That Diane says we're going back to full-scale commercialized operations. The POX technical study is done. We've got all our core samples back. This is what we're sitting on, where we're sitting at it. Or we just acquired another big investor from a European mining agency or company, right? That would be huge. Another $40 million worth of shares being bought up. That's another run to 340 and probably a new bottom at 3. So like I said, that's my opinion. It's not financial advice. I'm not telling you what to buy, but I love it. If I was going to buy more, I would be trying to do it right freaking now while we're down on a 7% day. That's called buying the dip. I got it yesterday at 5%. So, I'm in. I maxed out yesterday. I'm waiting for some cash to roll over Monday. Do we know how long hedge funds have been shorting HYMC? I'm going to be able. I think they've probably been shorting it before it was even Highcroft. They were shorting it when it was Allied Nevada Gold. They went bankrupt. They relabeled as Highcroft Mine. Now they came in. Highcroft opened up at $16 when they relabeled. Yep, 16 something. They came, boom, boom, boom. I don't know if it was a SPAC they did or an IPO, and then they just started massively shorting it again. Look at this. These big red bars is nothing but short selling. And to note, this was a long DD ago. I did this. Citadel is short Highcroft. Susquehanna is short Highcroft. They're all short AMC. One of the major stakeholders in Highcroft Mine before, right when Adam Aaron and AMC and Sprott bought in, was White Box Advisors. White Box Advisors out of London, which is exceptionally close to White Square Capital, who is shorting AMC and GameStop and got crushed. White Box Advisors owned a 10% stake in Highcroft. When Adam Aaron and Sprott bought in before the run, White Box Advisors sold like 90% of their position and got out. They did it because they were using it to be a seat on the board to destroy the company from the inside as their buddies shorted the stock. I think it's the same thing that was happening with the AMC director, the VP of marketing, Stephen A. Colanero, who we called out. Funny enough, he sold his stock and they announced 2 earnings call ago that he is retiring and he'll no longer be with AMC. Stephen Colanero worked for Radio Shack and Blockbuster when they were going downhill quick, out of business, and then he jumped ship. I think he's an implant to destroy companies, to consolidate market share into companies like Amazon. So Highcroft, White Box Advisors got out. Citadel, Susquehanna, and other companies started trying to flip their position. And all of a sudden, the short interest bottomed out, and now we're sitting here suppressed. If there's only 3-4% short interest on the company, and Highcroft Mine owns $158 million in cash, which is more than the debt they have on the books, and they're also producing at least 10 to 12 million in gold and silver right now just from heap leaping with no other operations going on, then how is this company valued at $1.30? What's the downward pressure on it? The company is almost owned outright by 3 investors, Mudrick, Sprott, and AMC. Over 68% owned by those big 3 companies. Retail jumped in and gave them a bunch of cash. So they have cash on the books, they have big ownership, and they have huge potential going forward. So how are they sitting at $1.30? That's the big question. It's either failure to deliver, options chain manipulation, or there is a ton of short interest we are not seeing be reported. And that's it. Okay, I went way too far into Highcroft. I'm glad you guys asked, though. 14032. Do your own DD on it. It's back effective. It's supposed to be back effective today. I'm trying to find any information on this rumor that Biden delayed it. So far, I have not seen anything that he did. I'm hoping in the next 5 to 6 days, we're going to see some runs. We're going to see some action. And I hope any of these meme stocks triggers the other meme stock, and we have the mother of all short squeezes. Thank you for coming, guys. Please like, subscribe, share the video if you can. I changed some settings on YouTube. I didn't know it was set up where it was okay for kids because it's not. I don't know. I thought I set it all up before, but I'm an amateur YouTuber. So you guys make it good. I love your questions. I love the chat. You guys teach me more than I teach you. Believe me, that's the truth. So I love your opinions. And get ready next week. I will be doing the AMC annual shareholder meeting live on Twitter and YouTube, which I think is June 8th, 9th. I tweeted it. I'll set it up. You guys will see it. You'll get the alert. Thanks for coming. You guys have a good weekend. Have fun. Stay safe. All hands on deck. Froggy Stonks out.